Yeah, as Naval Ravikant says, like
Should learn to code. Everyone should learn to code a little bit. And not so much that you're going to become a professional coder. I'm not saying everyone should go be a coder, but just enough that you can understand what it is and how it works, and your brain can work logically the same way, and then you aren't intimidated by computers, and you know what they're capable of, what they're not capable of, and what this device that you spend all day long on, how it actually functions underneath, and what some of its limitations and capabilities are. And then you don't get scared, with horror stories and fairy tales about AGI or jobs, being replaced, or computers like doing everything, and you understand what they're good at and what they're not. The computer is the most powerful tool ever invented by humanity. In your pocket, you're carrying the single most powerful thing that all of humanity has ever invented, and it has been made very egalitarian. It's the ultimate Swiss Army knife. It's been stuck in your pocket, and every little bit you can do to figure out how to use that better than you did before is going to give you enormous leverage. So I tell people to learn to code the same reason why I'm sure in the 1600s or 1700s it was good advice to tell people to learn to read and to write. Yes, not everyone is going to be a great author. Yes, not everyone is going to be an avid reader, but they should all know how to read and write. And I think coding is just the new literacy. For the same reason you learn mathematics, so you're not innumerate, and for the same reason you learn to read and write, so you're not illiterate, it's important to learn to code so that you are not computer illiterate. Computer literacy is a basic fundamental skill that will be a requirement of society going forward. In fact, most good schools now teach computer programming to all children. That's just like a requirement. So we missed it because we grew up a little too early. It doesn't mean we can't take out the time to do it. Like I think a boot camp for, 6, 8, 12 weeks, you can find a time. If not, just would do whatever you can. But it just gives you such a leg up against the people who are not ready. Look, one guy famously said, like, in the future, either you're telling a computer what to do or a computer is telling you what to do. And you don't want to be on the wrong side of that transaction. If you're an Uber driver, the computer is telling you what to do. You're following orders. Your days are numbered in that job because you're not in a creative job. On the other hand, if you're the programmer for Uber, then you are the one who's instructing all these drivers around. And yeah, you can argue it's not fair, but you can close that gap, and you can close that gap for you and your kids by learning to code. So even though this will get me shredded in Twitter, I think it is still the best advice I can give to someone who is relatively young and up and coming. Even if you don't plan on coding for a living, learn to code. And if you're saying, oh, I'm not going to learn to code because in 10 years coding will be automated, that is exactly why you should learn to code, because no serious coder think that that's true.
code is a really important skill, and you should like if you use AI in code, that I'm saying, if you use AI in code, it's really helpful because you can solve bugs, you can do this. So he says that it's really good if you can leverage your work like this. Yeah.
So taking advantage of the tools,
Yeah.
technology basically.
And if you're using 20 people to code an app, it also takes more money, it takes more time, and it's sometimes you can get some bugs, but AI is more efficient in that case because it takes less money, it takes less time, it takes less things.
Yeah, if you, that's what, it's very important that you build the skills up to you. You understand these things, how these things work, because it's not just that you need this one skill, you need multiple things to layer, right?